Good morning, this is Kris Shoemaker, also known as Yehudah ben Shomeyr, and you're listening to Coffee with Kris, the time of the day where we share a cup of coffee and share a bit of the Word of God. Thank you so much for joining me on this Friday morning for a hot cup of coffee and a hot cup of the Word of God. So we're going to round out our Torah portion for this week, combining the 6th and 7th portion, the Friday-Saturday portion, which is taken from Exodus. In the Torah portion of Shemot, from chapter 4, verse 18 to chapter 6, verse 1. But we're going to be right in that sweet middle chapter, chapter 5. And we're going to go to verse 15, which says, "The foreman of the children of Israel came and cried out to Pharaoh, saying, 'Why do you deal this way with your servants? No straw is given to your servants, yet they say to us, make bricks. And look, your servants are beaten. But it's your own people's fault.' But he said, 'Lazy, you're lazy. That's why you're saying, let us go and sacrifice to the Lord. So go now and get to work. No straw will be given to you. No straw for you. No soup for you. But you must deliver the quota of bricks.' So the foreman of the children of Israel saw that they were in trouble when they were told, 'You are not to reduce the number of bricks from day to day.' Then they met Moses and Aaron, who were waiting for them as they came from Pharaoh. And they said to them, look, may Adonai look on you and judge you, because you have made us a stench in the eyes of Pharaoh, and in the eyes of his servants, basically putting a sword in their hands to kill us." This all goes to show that sometimes it gets worse before it gets better. I mean, here comes Moses and Aaron making grandiose claims and promises that God empathizes with their pain, that God is ready to deliver them, and they're getting all set up for this great deliverance, and no deliverance happens. Things get worse. And they're like, "Oh, well, some prophet you are. You know what you're saying, you're just full of crap. It's not happening. Actually, things are getting worse, and it's your fault. We would have never been in this position if you hadn't been poking around, right? You've been meddling." So it's like a pimple. When a pimple comes out, it's got to get worse before it gets better. It starts out as a red blemish, and then it swells and grows, and it comes to a head, and there's this little yellow spot with red rash around it, and then you pop it, and then it gets better. So like a pimple, things get worse sometimes before they get better. And why does God allow this to happen? Because God works best when situations look hopeless. When it looks like you're between a rock and a hard place, you're painted in the corner, you're behind the 8 ball, and there's no way out, no hope, it's a cliffhanger, and you're like, how are we going to get out of this? God swoops in so that the miraculous will happen, and everybody will see this couldn't have happened except by the hand of the Lord. So God gets the glory, and God is glorified through his miraculous gifts, his miraculous acts. He gets the greater glory when he works in this way. So when things are going bad in your life, don't despair, don't give up, don't throw in the towel. Remember, sometimes it's got to get worse before it gets better. It's darkest just before the dawn. Remember Romans 8:28, "For all things work together for good, for them that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose." Remember what James said in his letter, that these trials and tribulations develop patience and perseverance. So let these hard times have its perfect work in you. Guys, thanks so much for listening. Go out there and have a great day. Shalom and God bless.